What's up, everyone? I've run into some people, and perhaps you have also, who know all about the Battle of Armageddon from the book of Revelation 16. And they seem to know who the opponents are going to be, which nations, and why they're going to be there, and maybe even setting a date. Well, what if I were to tell you that there is no Battle of Armageddon in the Bible? You'd probably go scrambling through Revelation 16, 12 through 16 to see if that is true, and you will find out that indeed it is true. What we have here in Revelation 16 is three evil spirits coming out like frogs, the Bible says, from the mouth of the dragon, the beast, and the false prophet. Now, lest you think the Bible is not symbolic in talking about these things, I strongly doubt that these three physical creatures will belch forth a real frog called an evil spirit. These are clearly signifiers of something else. That's what apocalyptic literature is all about. It also talks about here the day of the Lord, the terrible day of the Lord that comes like a thief. In the Old Testament, Bayom Ha-hu, that day, that dreadful day when justice is done. And the people who are reading the book of Revelation are being oppressed by the Romans. And the main theme of the book is hang in there. And there's lots of symbolic language about the opponents they are facing. And this has great meaning for us too, to be faithful through all the bad things that happen in life. I had a funny thing happen to me a long time ago. This is just real funny. I was in Israel renting a car, and this was back in the days before good smartphones, although there was an internet. And I was by myself driving through Israel, and I wanted to let my wife know where I was. So I was driving through this beautiful valley in Israel, and I pulled over to a truck stop, and there was what looked like a bit of an internet cafe there. And I got onto one of the computers, and I started telling my wife, Wendy, where I was. And I looked out the window to figure out the name of the truck stop, and there it was, Armageddon truck stop in Hebrew. And I can read Hebrew, so I saw that, Armageddon. It's right there. There's actually a truck stop there, which I think is pretty funny. But there is no battle of Armageddon. The kings are gathered by these three evil spirit frogs. They're gathered for this great battle, and then nothing happens. Literally nothing. Crickets. It's kind of like when Geraldo, if you're old enough, did this great show on, we're going to open up Al Capone Safe, and it had millions of people watching. This is many, many years ago. And we were all in anticipation as to what was going to be inside of Al Capone's safe. And there was this huge buildup on TV, and we opened it up, or Geraldo opened it up, and there was nothing inside. Kind of like the Y2K thing, if you're old enough to remember that. Everybody said, the experts said, that we have to redo all the computers, because at Y2K, the dates will change, and planes will fall from the sky, and all the electronics won't work, and we're going to be facing devastation. And the year 2000 came, and nothing happened. The problem with the United States, and those of you certainly listening to this from other places would agree, looking at America, is we are eschatologically, in other words, end times, schizophrenic. We've got this sort of tug of war between a post-millennial sort of world that goes back to the Mayflower Compact and the Pilgrims, which is a city on a hill, and we're going to make the world safe for democracy, and we're going to go to Afghanistan and make it like Kansas because we'll give them voting. Well, we all see how that works. The idea that we are sort of a messianic country here to make the world a better place. And I do believe in American exceptionalism. We've done some great things. But I do not believe in American messianism. And there's a big difference between the two. And on the other hand, along with that post-millennial, the world's getting better and better and better, and America is going to make it happen. On the other side is this dispensational, horrible future where it's inevitable that terrible things are going to happen, that one world government's going to take over everything, and that we're all going to be messed with. It's sort of disaster porn, fictional disaster porn, which just gets crazy, and all kinds of connections get made in the Bible that the Bible doesn't make. and the sort of chutes and ladders of disasters is going to be happening to us, sort of a Dunkirk thing where the Lord is going to, his science project, the creation, is going to fail, so he has to evacuate us out at Dunkirk. We've got this sort of schizophrenic thing. On the one hand, we are the messianic nation that's going to fix everything. And on the other hand, it's all going to come crumbling down, and everybody seems to know exactly how that is going to happen. But I do believe that if we focus too much on these things, you can focus too much on the end times, the end of the story, or too little. It's good to kind of keep things in the middle, not too far to the left or to the right, but to focus on what we can actually do. It's easy to sit there and argue about the end times forever and never make our bed, never clean up our office, never pay our bills, never get out of debt, never build great relationships, never do any family formation. And if we do those things, take care of our own backyard first, and then start moving into greater spheres as we achieve confidence, because once we become dependable in little ways, culture gives us more authority to do other things. So if you want to change the world, if you want to affect the end of the world, make your bed, pay your bills, start telling the truth, start doing good things in your life for the people closest to you, and then move out as you go. And perhaps, if you are especially blessed and especially diligent, you'll be able to make a big difference in the world in some way, shape, or form. And that is the only way we can affect the end. That's the good news for today. Please subscribe to this station. If you agree or disagree with me, I'd love to have a conversation with you in the comments. All opinions are always welcome and respected. I may not agree with you, and I may say so, but definitely let me know what you think, and I will talk to you again tomorrow.